Spurgeon here with RevZilla, and today we're going to take a look at the HJC FG-MX helmet available at RevZilla.com. So what you have on the table in front of me from HJC is the replacement for the FG-X. That is the helmet sitting next to me in this wild graphic scheme. So what we're seeing here is the top of the line dirt helmet from HJC, and we're going to address the changes that you're going to notice with the new iteration of this lid. Now there's just going to be some minor tweaks to what we've seen over the previous version just to make it a little bit better from a functionality standpoint. So a lot of the characteristics are going to stay the same. It's still a fiberglass composite shell, still 2 shell sizes, and the breakdown between those shell sizes is going to run from extra small to medium. There'll be a break, and then large and 2XL is going to be the second shell size. Price is going to come in around the $180 to $185 price point for the regular solid colors, and there's also 2 graphics available. The graphics will actually carry a $25 premium. Now I say $180 to $185 because if you have to bump up to the 2 extra large, that's going to give you a $5 increase in price. Now what you're going to see, just to hit the differences right from the front, is you're going to see a difference in how they're channeling the air into the vents. So the vents stay the same, but what you'll notice if you take a look at the top of this one, with the peak in the utmost position, that intake for the intake vent on the top isn't going to have any air channeled to it from the vent. So the first change you'll notice is if you take a look at the peak on the new one, when the peak is in the top position, if we actually slide that up, the air from underneath actually channels directly into the chimney vent on the top. Now, from the exhaust standpoint, if we flip this around, you will notice that the exhaust vent now has a new rear spoiler on the back again to promote better airflow. The other change you'll notice from the front is that they've actually changed the chin vent on this, and it's going to give you a little bit better airflow. Now the one thing to note, the chin vent is still not, or it's replaceable if you damage it, but you can't just pull this off easily and clean it out. So one of the things I would have loved to have seen with this iteration is an easier way to actually clean that screen behind the chin vent, but this is going to stay relatively the same as far as the fact that there's no easy way to get at that and clean that screen on the inside. The only other change you're going to see with this new iteration is they've changed the interior. It's now a Silver Cool Plus interior, and the material on the bottom isn't going to be as rough as what we've seen with the old version, so it's going to be a little bit smoother, and it's not going to pill and catch on any kind of neck braces that you might be using. So we're going to set this to the side for the time being, and we're going to move on to really what you're seeing in front of me. And again, the changes that we're seeing with the FG-MX are more of just, evolutionary changes, not revolutionary changes. The main components we're still seeing here are the same. So we threw this on the scale in a medium, 3 pounds, 8 ounces. And again, this is that top of the line shell for your dirt helmets from HJC, utilizing that fiberglass composite construction. Size and fitment for this. So if you're looking at this and you're thinking, man, I like this, how's this going to fit my head? It is intermediate oval. What that means for you, it's a little bit longer front to back, narrow down the side of the head, and for those of you out there, it will work for the majority of you in the American market from a fit standpoint. As we move around to the back on this, you will notice that you are going to have that new rear spoiler, and it does help to promote airflow. Again, really maximizing air is the real change that we've seen with the FG-MX over the FG-X. Goggle surround, nice open area for this. It works with a wide variety of goggles. I haven't been able to find any goggles that it wouldn't work with. You're not going to have any issues there. And you do have this little area in the back which does work to really kind of hold the goggle strap in place. So you have a nice little cutout there for the goggle strap. Now let's move on to the interior on this. And like I said earlier, the Silver Cool Plus interior is going to be a new material that we're seeing. It's not going to pill, it's not going to catch up on any kind of neck braces. Unlike the old version, it's just a nice new iteration for this, and it's easy to pull out. So you've got 3 main snaps, and then once you undo those, you're simply going to run the chin strap through, and you're going to be able to easily pull this out. What it does is it makes it very easy to clean, to maintain. So once you get done using this out on the track or in the woods, wherever it is that you prefer to ride, you'll be able to pull this out and easily clean the interior. Nice contour to the cheek pad. And then for the interior on this, one of the things that I like is you've got 2 snaps on the back, but you've got a mount to the front that mounts up to the top of the brow, so you don't have to worry about any snaps giving you any kind of pressure points on your forehead. Pulling this out, you will see that it does help with even the channels that they're going to have in the interior to help promote airflow, push air through. And then if we take a look at where the actual channels are on the EPS liner, again, no changes to the EPS, but you can see the mass amount of channeling that's built into the EPS there, as it helps to push air from the front all the way down to the back to the exhaust vents on this helmet. So for those of you out there looking for a helmet from HJC, you're looking for really just a dirt helmet that's not going to break the bank, sub $200 in the solid colors, this is definitely going to be one to consider out there in the market. And if you are looking at graphics, one of the things that I really like about HJC is they're really pushing forward with their graphics. You know, they were one of the first to really start matte finishes. We're going to see this done in a matte black. There's also going to be a gloss black and a gloss white. But when you get in even some of the graphics that you're seeing for the new FG-MX, the graphics have a really solid hand to them. So make sure to check out some of the graphics that you'd see if you don't want something that's just a little bit more plain Jane. If you want something a little bit wilder, I really like some of the graphics that they're coming up with for 2017. Now there's a lot of riders out there spending their time in the dirt. And if you want to hear more about what they have to say about the FG-MX helmets they're using on their rides, you can click the info button on your desktop or mobile device, which will allow you to read other rider reviews from folks that are already out there putting an FG-MX helmet through its paces. If you have more questions for one of our gear geeks as to which helmet is right for you and your ride, never hesitate to give them a shout, 877-792-9455, or simply shoot over an email to cs@RevZilla.com. Thank you for joining us for this look at the HJC FG-MX helmet. I'm Spurge. Enjoy the ride.